And now I have the opportunity, I'd like to honor the 2015 academic achievers. All students who have earned a GPA of 3.75 or higher, please stand and be recognized. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Martineau. It is my pleasure to introduce this year's senior speaker, Miss Megan Miller.
Good morning. A 5-year-old boy went to school one day, and the teacher asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up. The boy wrote down happy. The teacher told the boy he didn't understand the assignment, and the boy told the teacher he didn't understand life. Some of you may be familiar with this short anecdote, but I would argue that not as many are familiar with what constitutes happy. I think it is all too possible that, like the boy's teacher, we don't understand life, nor do we understand what it means to be happy. The boy's simple childhood desire to be happy above all else leads us to reminisce on our own early childhoods, in which happiness was supplied generously by our parents, friends, and surroundings. The sad and simple truth is that as we grow older, so too does our ability to feel sadness, and happiness seems less attainable than the boy from the anecdote once led us to believe. For some reason, high school is filled with sadness. How can we be simply happy when our minds are busy doing and being a multitude of other things? I'll tell you this, it's not easy. The negative emotions that often consume high school students and keep us from being freely happy are a result of the modern complication of the simple essence of happy. Happiness once meant giving and receiving love, doing things simply for the sake of enjoyment, and appreciating all moments and people. As we progress through our short lives so far, it seems that we attempt to find happiness in the wrong places. Happy has become synonymous with perfect, wealthy, and intelligent. But this is wrong. To be happy, you do not need to be perfect, you do not need to be wealthy, and you do not need to be intelligent. I know that we all love Poway High School and are grateful to have grown up in Poway. But in the infamous Poway bubble, there's an immense amount of pressure on students to be perfect. We are encouraged not to be our personal best, but to be the absolute best, which by definition only one of us can be. It's too easy to feel inadequate. Reaching it higher in every task and climbing the Everest of success is difficult and admirable indeed. However, to be truly happy, we must accept our own inability to summit the mountain of perfection. To live a successful life, we certainly must put forth all of our effort into something we feel passionate about. Teaching, law, construction, family, medicine, whatever it may be. We must identify what we love and are inspired to do as well as we possibly can, and then we must do it. But to be happy above all, we must erase the myth that failure is unacceptable and embrace the truth that failure is necessary for growth. Just like the little boy from the anecdote, we all have an innate desire to be happy in our adult lives. In fact, many of us would agree that happiness is the goal of life. Therefore, we must abandon the desire for perfection and rather seek to work hard at something we love and believe to be important. Wealth is another thing that we have been conditioned to equate with happiness, and understandably so. Many of us seem to be hyper-aware of money lately as we face our first significant expense, college. A lot of us go through life thinking that high school will prepare us for college will prepare us for our job, and our job will be our life. Because of this, people tend to go to college to study a discipline that promises a high salary. But will a college degree and a high salary elicit happiness? I'm not convinced it will. Steve Jobs recounts that after dropping out of college, he ceased taking the required classes and started dropping in on those that looked interesting. And because of this, he was able to enjoy himself and enjoy learning, unhindered by requisites and impending grades. Jobs learned a lot and pursued his creativity because he did not let the prospect of failure or financial troubles frighten him away, and we can all learn from him. Our lives should not be dictated by money, rather they should be dictated by our passions. And these passions should be explored and further developed in higher education by those of us who've chosen to continue on with school. And to my classmates pursuing other endeavors after high school, such as joining the military, learning a trade, or embarking on a mission, I commend you for choosing an equally respectable but less chosen path. Let Steve Jobs be proof to us that we can have a fulfilling life by doing what interests us, whether it begins with college or not, because both routes provide opportunities for us to grow, learn, and pursue our passions. But don't do something because you assume it will bring wealth and wealth will bring happiness. In everything you do, instead, be ambitious, be relentless, and be as unaffected by money and material items as possible. Because happiness comes from investing your time and mind in something you believe to be important, not from receiving a return on a monetary investment. A third misconception is that to be happy, you have to be intelligent. I don't blame you if you're immediately disagreeing with this statement, especially considering the ubiquitous intelligence of the Poway High School class of 2015. How can we be successful or happy without intelligence? I once would have thought myself crazy as well. But what I have come to realize is that you don't necessarily have to be strikingly intelligent. You just have to be willing to work strikingly hard. We have so many opportunities ahead of ourselves, and the biggest mistake we can make is believing we are not intelligent enough. Sure, you might not have the IQ of Einstein, the creative capability of Steve Jobs, or the musical genius of John Lennon, but if you have passion, desire, commitment, and a drive to succeed, then you certainly will. To be happy in our adult lives, we do not have to have absurd amounts of intelligence, but rather we must identify what we love to do and work diligently at that thing, because I can assure you that success will follow. As you embark into your lives, do not succumb to the idea that as you begin your adult life, you need to be perfectly wealthy and intelligent. Instead, believe that your flaws and passions will lead you to happiness in both your personal and professional life, because we, the Poway High School class of 2015, deserve nothing less. Thank you.